Good morning. Welcome to Tony's. Welcome. I had a great thing going. Welcome to Thursday's training with Tony. There we go. Yo, I'm running a little behind. I think I'm just gonna finish off the rest of this coffee. Got the mushroom coffee in here, and then I know it's early. Where a lot of people, I guess I'm one of the only ones in the Eastern time zone. I think. I don't really know for sure, but it's super early. I took notes, y'all. I normally don't take notes. I normally don't do notes. Now, I run a little late because I plan to do it 6:30. But that's okay. I'm only going to do it for it's only going to be like 20 minutes maybe. So, if you are hopping in, go ahead and share this out to the chat and to your teams, of course. And if you don't see that live up there, you know the hashtag replay. And go ahead and show me some love. And at the end, I'll have a little task for you to do, okay? Okay. So, let's get some coffee in first. I do mix my coffees for the ones that wonder why I say chicory and mushroom. I actually mix my coffees. I mix my coffees with the regular store-bought coffee. And, actually, it's the TikTok viral coffee. I forgot who it was. She said she drank it. She's, doing, all these things. She get all this energy from drinking it. I tried it, and it lasted for about 2 days, and then I guess I just got used to it or something. I don't know. But I do mix my coffees. I also mix them with, every now and then I mix the meal replacement in with them. If I could mix the Alo Glow and the L-carnitine in my coffee, I probably would. But I don't know how that would taste because it's fruity and chocolatey. At least that's how mine are. Alright, we're going to jump into it. Like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all that long. I'm going to be reading off my notes. I did practice last night, but I'm not very good with reading off notes because I don't really do notes. I'm more of a free speaker and I have ADHD squirrel brain, so stay with me. Alright. So I've been doing a lot of prospecting without recruiting. I seen the training on it. I believe it was on YouTube. And then I found them on Facebook. And I forgot who it was that was doing it. It's a guy. But anyways, he's not really with network marketing, but he's a business coach. And so I've been doing a lot of those prospecting without recruiting messages, sending them to different, to people and reaching out and stuff. Now, we can get into that a little bit later. If you want to know more about what that is, of course, comment below, let me know. And one thing I've realized is, have you ever felt like everyone already has somebody or something? They either have the person or they have their company. They already have something. We're just going to say that, okay? You ever felt that way? Let me know in the comments. So let's talk about it. That belief alone can either stall your growth or completely change your show up. Change your show up. Yes, change how you show up. One thing that I used to train with Kristen Boss. I had did a live on my personal page, and I could not think of her name the whole live, and it was mind-boggling to me. And I was like, it starts with this, and I just couldn't think of it. And a couple days ago, for some random reason, because I have not seen her content in a long time, her name popped into my head. And I meant to go look, but I have forgetfulness from having a stroke. And I was gonna go look her up, and then I forgot. I don't know if I went into Facebook or went into wherever I was going on my phone, and I got to do something else. But I have forgot to look her up. But one of the things she said, a lot of the thoughts that we have that we're told are negative, or we're told that money thoughts, you don't want to speak about money. I've been told that growing up, and a lot of that is fear. So every time I hear this, I didn't put this in my notes, But every time I hear this, that's the first thing that pops into my head is fear. Fear from whatever reason, there's a million and one things why it could be a part of fear. All right. So let's see, can either stall your growth or completely change how you show up. And because it's fear, we don't want to be stuck into in that, you don't want to be stuck in something that you're afraid of. You want to keep going and growing and doing the things that scare you, correct? Normalize the thought. So how are we going to normalize the thought? One thing about me, I'm not about gatekeeping. I'm going to tell you, okay? Many people feel this way at some point in their business. Rather they're doing for sales, rather they're doing for recruiting, rather they're just trying to connect with people. And if you're in the main chat, you probably see me share about one of the happy amongst. I have a few actually saved in my phone, but one of the happy birthday posts that I post out, it doesn't say too much directly about, hey, I got an opportunity for you. It kind of beats around the bush about it. And I get a lot of thank yous. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of no's, and not so much of a N-O, flat out no, but like a no. I already got something. I say no, but they don't really actually say no in the sentence. They just say they got a business, they got a nutrition business, they got. So I guess they're watching me if they're telling me that they got a nutrition business, or they already get something from somebody, or like all that. So they're watching my stuff, so they know what I post, they know what I do. They're not engaging on it, but they're watching it. Just let me know. And it actually didn't dawn on me until just now I said it. So many people already feel this way at some point. It's not weird. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Okay? It's normal. All right? But what matters is what you do with that thought. That's what matters. That's where people grow, is what you do after the fact. What you're doing with that thought. If you stay with that thought, that's what I put right here. It's easy to think I'm supposed to put everyone. I put every. I forgot the part. Everyone has someone, but reality, people don't stay loyal to the products or the business. How many times have you been with something and then you quit and you left? And it's not just with network marketing. It's with every business out there. I'll tell you one thing. I used to work 12-hour shifts at a cotton plant. You know how many times I worked there? Like, I took 6, 7, maybe 8-month leave. Not like real, like a personal leave, like with the business, but like I quit. Like I got fed up with their crap. And I left. Then I was like, I will never go back because I like being home. Hey, Jackie. I would never be, like, it's a night shift job. It's 12 hours. It's walking on your feet all the time. So I was like, I love being home. I love my sleep. I got into a sleep pattern at that time. I would never go back. I went back. I stayed for a little bit over a year. So people don't stay to a company, to the products, or anything like that. Like, they don't stay loyal to that. What do they stay loyal to, you're asking? People stay loyal to connection, consistency, and results. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people leave a company, because they think the grass is green on the other side. Hey, I've done it. I took a 6-month, I'm going to try to be professional here and be like sabbatical. No, I just left for 6 months. I let my account die, not intentionally as far as like I didn't like where I was at. It was more of, I had my issues, but it was more of, I got a bonus with pharmacy. And I've said this time and time again. I probably need to refresh it and tell this story on my personal page again. But I got a bonus. I hit a bonus. And I was like, oh, snap. I could open up my own business. And I could do it how I want to do it. And that's what I wanted to do. So I don't need pharmacy no more. I'm good. I mean, I like the products. I love the products. I'm still using the products while I was gone. I had my backup stock I was using because at that time I was buying and buying and buying and buying. So I had a crap ton of backup stock. A lot of it, that's one way how I grew my business was I sold on-hand products. People, like, I guess you call it belly to belly, whatever. I would sell the products I had on hand, the freebies, especially the freebies, girl. When I got the welcome bundle, I didn't use those products that I got in the welcome bundle. I sold them. So I was like, do I want that? No. Because I'm not really a makeup person. I can do my makeup. I do like to do my makeup every now and then, but I'm not a makeup person, so I don't see any comments, by the way. So I'll have to come back. Continue. What happened? I don't know. I'm trying to swipe comments and it said continue. They say swipe comments and that works. I don't know. Oh well. I'll just have to come back and check out y'all's comments because I don't see no comments. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. I was still using the products and I was using my backup stock. But I don't even know where I was going with that story. Because I'm trying to catch myself up, but I don't remember where I was going with it. Anywho, my hair from my water got my paper wet, so it's a little smudge. Alright. People stay loyal to connection, consistency, and results. And that's where I was going with it. Because if you think the grass is greener on the other side, they're going to lead the company thinking, okay, well, I don't need that. I don't need pharmacy. They're going to go to another company or they're going to start their own business like I did. I started my own business, got my EIN number and everything with the money I made from pharmacy, not thinking. Now, remind you, I was still using the products, so I loved them. But I was like, you know what? I don't need pharmacy. I don't need this business. I do love the products though. So that part was kind of shadowed by the fact that I wasn't I was earning, excuse me. It was it was overshadowed. Let's just say that. So I was like, I'm good. I'll leave whatever. There's this drama going on, and so I don't need this. I stayed gone for a little bit. My business was a clothing business, a woman's clothing business. I grew it to it had over 100 people under me. So I was it was my business. And we had hit and miss sales, with every being in sales. And nobody was promoting. Not one, maybe one or two. I'm going to say one or two. One or two out of 100 people at the minimum, okay? So one or two was promoting. That was myself and one other person. And I'm like, this is not what I thought it was. I'm doing everything. The graphics, the customer service. I actually had to buy an investor to help put money into the business because I was not making sales to put into the business. So I was like, I need something like a business to feed this business. So I started to play around and come back to pharmacy. At one point, I worked 12-hour shift, ran my own business, and did pharmacy. People at the cotton plant was like, why are you always in your phone? What are you doing? And I'm like, in my phone because I'm running a business. Actually, I'm running two businesses, but whatever. I didn't ask you to ask me what I'm doing on my phone. They were nosy. And I had to have a business to feed that business. So I got an investor to do that, so I didn't have to do both businesses. Didn't work out that good because I had to pay the investor. So what did I do? I ended up running out of the Absolute Elixir. Came back to pharmacy. But I knew I didn't want to be on the same team that I was on prior because I'd be right back in the same spot, in that same mentality, in that same butthole area, attitude. So I wanted something different. So I landed up here on this side. But my whole point of that was I didn't stay loyal to the business because I was getting results. I thought the grass was green on the other side. And a lot of people do that. So when you think that because, oh, that person's with that business, that person has this person to do this, hair care girl, skincare, makeup, whatever, or they're with another company, and you're throwing out that opportunity, y'all are talking about it, I'm gonna say something. They might not be happy with where they're at. And and I learned this in the chat with GPT, apparently what I said, how I talk, I didn't really realize that they probably don't know my personality. So probably how I'm saying stuff like comes off dismissive. And that's not what I want. I want to keep the open connection. You know what I'm saying? So why are you shutting down? And I always hear people say you're leaving money on the table. Or my old man likes to say it as you let other people take money out your pocket by doing stuff like that. Because you think they already have somebody, so you're going to fall all the way back. And you're going to stop showing up. You're going to stop doing the things that you were doing prior to you knowing that knowledge. All right? So people are always wanting to try something new. Hey, I just did a Dollar General reel last week from some toner. That's what it's called. From some toner. I seen the bottle and I said, oh, this looks interesting. I ain't never seen this in my Dollar General before. And then I seen the other one. The one I originally grabbed was the milk and something. And then the other one is it has witch hazel in it. And I keep hearing people talk about witch hazel this, witch hazel that. So I was like, let me try this. We got toner at pharmacy. I got 5 bottles in my bathroom. And I got 5 bottles in my bathroom. And so someone just walked the door and dogs barking like they don't know the person. So anyways, what I was saying, I got 5 bottles in my bathroom. I don't use them all the time. And I love them. But I want to try that new thing that I seen. I love to buy something new. And so the bottle stood out. I got it. And I don't know if it was on sale because it was cheap. I don't know. It was Dollar General, so it comes and goes. But here's the thing. What makes you stand out? That's where it's key. And I'm always doing that. I'm like, okay, I got to pivot my brain. What? I got to pivot my mindset, my brain. I got to pivot my brain, my mindset to be different and stand out from everybody else. So if you see the reels that I do and stuff like that, I got to be in, I hear this all the time because I tell people I try to use the most viral thing or I'm doing the viral thing. And they're like, why do you like to do the viral? I like to stand out, not be There's a reason why I do the viral thing. I'm doing the thing that's viral in a different way. I'm doing the thing I don't know. I think I did put it on Facebook because a lot of the stuff I've been putting on TikTok, I put on Facebook. Not so much Instagram. So every now and then I might get back on there and put it on there and post it that way. But the one with me in the stroller and my little one's trying to push me. For one, he did not push me at all. He didn't even move me an inch. And I was dying. I was supposed to be kind of doing a little dance or whatever and singing along, but I was too busy dying laughing, okay? And but that was a thought process after I did the original. Excuse me. It wasn't the original. The sound is a trending sound on TikTok. And the people in the videos, and you click on the song, and all the videos you see are people walking or doing the little motions where you see the back of them. So originally, I wasn't about to do that. I'm doing the viral song. And I was like, ooh, I could use this in what I'm doing with my business. So I took it, and the original video I first made before I got the stroller idea was I had my teenager, my 17-year-old, film me sitting upside down on the couch. I had did that last year, the year before that, sitting upside down for a short clip in one of the transition reels I did, and people loved it. They're they're laughing and they're doing it, whatever. And a lot of my reels are funny reels, so if you want to get a laugh, go ahead and check out my page. But I was upside down dancing. For one, I didn't like the way I looked because you could still see my gut. And I was like, I don't know. I might post this. It's in my drafts right now, so. But then I was like, oh, my 17-year-old's trying to go upstairs and do his thing. And I was like, no, come back here. I need you to push me in the stroller. And he's like, I'm not pushing you in the stroller. So then we got into, okay, you film me, and Kayvon will push me in the stroller. Of course, he didn't push me, but it still came out as a funny reel with the trending sound. So everybody else in there is doing the trend where they're walking and doing the strut or whatever. I'm doing it sitting in the stroller, just chilling. And I forgot what the song is, but it's somewhere on my page. But you want to see what you do to stand out. Okay? What do you do to stand out? Instead of leading with the product and what you sell, and this is the one training I keep hearing on, for some reason it's in my feed, it's like showing up as a reel in my feed, and they talk about stop putting it all on what you're doing, like what your weaknesses or what your pain points are, and do it to what your audience's pain points are. So it kind of goes hand in hand with this. Instead of leading with the product, what you sell, instead of leading with what you sell and the product and the opportunity, lead with how you can help and who you help. So instead of saying because I sell skincare, I sell, it looks like mistreat, but it's actually nutrition. That's how bad my handwriting is. I sell makeup. It sounds like everybody else. Instead of saying stuff like that, hey, look, why do I got soy sauce over here? I don't know. Hey, look, I got this amazing product right here, and, it's really good for the skin. It's really good for the pores. And blah. Instead of doing that, you could show it as, like I've been doing lately, that's trending right now on Instagram, is showing the product, not you in the picture, but the product itself, and then you using the product. And you're not sitting there saying, I got this. You know what I'm saying? They're getting interested in seeing the product and seeing it being used. And then they see what your results and what you do. But you could be like, I help busy moms. I embrace. I don't like the word help. So that's why I threw these other two in there. Because everybody and their mama is saying, I help. I help them. I help this. I help that. Okay. I want to be different. And I don't know what I have in my bio, but I think in my Instagram bio it's I embrace, I think. At one point I said that. I don't know. But I embrace women over 40. I guide women who struggle with, okay? Now that hits different. And that will actually make me stop scrolling and actually read what you got to say. That will make me stop and look at what your posts are and read your whole post. And then if it's on your reel or whatever, I'm going to pay more attention to that. Or if you put this is why you shouldn't. Okay? I actually seen that in a realtor reel. And that's where I got the idea for the most recent vitamin C reel that I made. Because they're like, this is why you shouldn't not work with realtor or something. Okay. The real competition isn't other sellers. Okay. It's not other people. It's not other companies. It's inconsistency, lack of clarity, and then you feel defeat and then you don't show up. I've been there. I don't know how many times I've been there. And if you've been with me for a long time or you've known me for a long time, you know I go into my ruts and my moments. And you're like, well, where the fuck did Toni go? She's in her head. Okay. She's in her head. She's going through some things, health on top of mental, and it's all a combination and a big clusterfuck. That's what it is. And I've been there. And then I found out one of the top leaders, she's going through the same thing. On the Zoom last call, if you were on the Zoom last night, she was going through the same thing. And I'm sitting there like, it's not just us. Even the top people do it. So, showing up with intent already sets you apart. Yeah. Showing up with intention already sets you apart. And that's one thing I've been more intent with my messaging. Because that's where I lack with communicating with other people. I'm Scorpio, can't help it, okay? Those moments can be more powerful for your business and your team. When you start showing up intentional on what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're saying. It's like when in the chat, I posted that what I was going to say, and then I know everybody's like, oh, ChatGPT disagrees with you and everything like that. You shouldn't use it. Mine didn't agree with me. Mine told me, no, don't use that. You sound defensive. You sound dismissive. And I'm like, do I really? So all these years I've been saying stuff like that, and I sound like I'm dismissing that person. I'm not trying to. So apparently somebody finally told me the truth, and it had to be AI. When someone shares a challenge, it opens the door to shift your perspective, build your trust, build the belief, and pivot your perspective on how you are showing up. There you go. Pivot the way you're doing it. What I've been doing hasn't been working. So I said, wait, okay, let me go ask ChatGPT because it's AI and they're smarter than me because, AI is taking over the world, which is not a bad thing for me. I don't mind it. Other people do. I don't. But that's where the growth happens. Now, we're almost done here. Okay. Drop the word growth. And I'm not seeing comments until after I get off. No. You gotta wait till after. We go to the store. I'm like 5 seconds. Give me a moment. Drop the word growth if this shifted your perspective on how you are showing up. We hit number 11 worldwide. That should definitely show you your proof you're in the right place. If that ain't proof enough, to me, I'm like, okay, I'll be feeling a little defeated, and all of a sudden something like that happens with the company. I'm like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Now, that's all I want you to do. This little task I want you to do for today. You get out there and kill it today, and show up, be different, be you. And if you haven't been if you're not in the 90-day run, Amber was saying something about they're going to be promoting a lot on the corporate page. Take their content and find out how to save it to you, download it, and save it to your phone. If you want some of those apps, you can message me either in the chat or just message me directly. And I had a few on my phone. I took them off because I wasn't using them no more. But now I might go ahead and do it again. And hope y'all have a great day. Smooches.